I remember the first time I saw her. My wife Maria had just given birth to our daughter, Emily. I stood in the hospital room, overwhelmed by the moment, and stared into her eyes. They were dark and intense, almost as if she were studying and understanding me in a way that no newborn should. I dismissed it at the time. The nurse called it new father jitters. Emily was a quiet baby who rarely cried, her large eyes fixed on everyone around her, especially me. Maria thought it was adorable. "She's just a curious little thing," she would say with a smile. But those eyes unnerved me. As the months passed, I began to notice odd things. Emily seemed to be developing faster than other babies. She began to crawl before most of her peers in her playgroup, demonstrating a level of mobility beyond her age. She seemed to be aware in a way that was beyond her age. One day I caught her mimicking my actions in perfect synchronization while I was brushing my teeth, down to the exact tilt of my head and the movement of my hand. It felt like she was more than just watching me. She was studying me and learning. Maria brushed off my concerns. "You're overthinking it," she said, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Emily's eyes were too knowledgeable, too aware. The first word she said was, "Papa," and I should have been thrilled, but it wasn't the joyous moment I expected. There was something in the way she spoke. Her voice was soft, but there was a strange weight to it. Her eyes locked on mine with an intensity that chilled me to the bone. Then came the drawings. Around her first birthday, we noticed that Emily had taken to scribbling with her crayons. At first, they were just random lines and circles, typical toddler art. But soon they began to take shape, recognizable forms, faces. One day I found a stack of drawings under her crib. Each one was of me, my face staring back with a cold, blank expression. They were unsettlingly detailed, each line etched with an eerie precision that no toddler should have. The drawing's eyes, deep and dark, resembled her own, appearing almost alive on the paper. Maria was concerned, but she thought it was just a phase. "Kids draw what they see," she said. But Emily's drawings grew more disturbing. She started adding other details, a dark figure standing behind me in each picture, growing larger and closer in every new drawing. I tried to talk to her about it, gently asking her what the pictures meant, but she would just smile, that same eerie, knowing smile. "You'll see, Papa," she would whisper, her eyes never leaving mine. One night I woke up to the sound of whispering coming from the baby monitor. It was a soft, melodic sound, almost like a lullaby. I crept down the hall to Emily's room, the door slightly ajar. I could see her standing in her crib with her back to me. The whispering continued, and I realized it was her voice. But it wasn't just one voice. It was two, overlapping, harmonizing in a way that no child's voice should. I pushed the door open, and she turned to face me, her eyes reflecting the dim light of the hallway. "He's coming, Papa," she said in that eerie double voice, with a small smile on her lips. "He's coming for you." I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. "Who?" I managed to stammer out. Her smile widened. "The man in the shadows," she whispered. The temperature in the room seemed to drop, and I felt a cold breeze brush past me. I spun around, but there was nothing there. When I turned back, Emily was just sitting there, watching me with those dark eyes, her smile still lingering. I tried to tell Maria about it, but she thought I was losing it. "You've been working too much," she said. "You need to relax." I wanted to believe her, but I knew something was wrong. I could feel it. Things got worse after that. I started seeing shadows moving out of the corner of my eye and hearing faint whispers in empty rooms. Emily's drawings became more detailed, and the shadowy figure behind me was now fully formed, a tall, gaunt man with hollow eyes and a sinister grin. One night I woke up to find Emily standing at the foot of our bed, her eyes wide open, staring at me. "He's here, Papa," she whispered, her voice unnaturally calm. "He wants to play." I jumped out of bed, but when I blinked, she was gone, back in her crib, sleeping soundly as if nothing had happened. But I knew it wasn't a dream. I could feel him now, the man in the shadows, always watching and waiting. And Emily, she wasn't just a little girl anymore. She was something else, something ancient and malevolent, using her innocent facade to lure him closer. Maria left with Emily the next morning. She said I needed help and that I was scaring Emily. But I knew the truth. I knew what she was. I still see her sometimes, standing outside my window at night, her eyes glowing in the dark, watching and waiting. And every night, the whispers grow louder. He's coming, Papa. He's almost here.